if we've been in toxic relationships, if we have a history of abuse, if we have trauma in our past, and then we start to go out there and date, and we're clear on what our expectations are, on what our boundaries are, on what we're looking for, it can then start to feel like we're pushing people away. So I actually have a question here that is submitted from Instagram. So this person asked, why do I feel like I'm pushing men on dating apps away when I tell them that I'm looking for a relationship? For the person that asked this, I totally get this. This was the same for me as well. So I don't want to gaslight you here. I don't want to gaslight anyone. We actually will be pushing people away when we are clear on what we're looking for and when we're clear on our expectations for a relationship. Meaning, when I say push people away, what I'm meaning is we are going to be eliminating people who are not compatible. And that's what's supposed to happen. That is the reality of dating. So the mindset shift that we have to make here is to see this as a bad thing to seeing this as a good thing. So if this is your experience, if you feel like when you're clear about what you're looking for and you're putting it out there, like you're putting it on your dating profile, or you're telling people very quickly on in the conversations that you're having online that what I'm looking for is a relationship, if that feels like, oh no, I'm pushing someone away, somewhere along the line, we got that message. We got this message that it wasn't okay to do that it wasn't okay to have what we could say are standards, that it wasn't okay to have expectations for a relationship. Let me know if you can relate to this, if you've gone through this too. That if we say what we really want and we have certain expectations for people, then people are going to leave us. So we may have some abandonment trauma way back in our past that makes doing something like this feel very scary. Or we had to suppress what we actually wanted in our past in order to stay connected to people. Or somewhere in our past, we got the message that if we had these expectations, if we had these standards, then we're hurting people. So all of this stuff, to answer your question, why are you feeling this? All of this stuff is usually from our past. It could be from the conditioning we received from our caregivers, the people around us, could be from society, the messages we received that said that it was not okay for us to have these, like I said, standards or expectations for our relationships. And a lot of this is really a form of people pleasing. And I say this with no judgment as someone who has totally been there and has done this too. It's a way to stay connected to people that actually probably we don't really want to stay connected to because we fear either being abandoned or hurting other people, or usually some combination of both of those things. This is not our fault. These are deeply ingrained patterns. These are deeply ingrained ways of behaving. This is deep conditioning. So no need to blame ourselves for this. It's not like we were doing something wrong. But now what it is our job to do is to shift this, to let go of some of this conditioning that really isn't serving us anymore and just isn't helpful when it comes to finding love. And actually, in some cases, it isn't really an objective picture of what's going on. Again, now that we're adults, we have to break out of these thinking patterns, especially the mindset that having expectations for people, that having expectations when we go out there and date is a bad thing, or that these expectations are hurting people. So a more accurate thing we could say here is that we're not actually pushing people away, we're just assessing compatibility. We're determining if someone is right for us or not. If someone does not want a relationship and you want a relationship, then you are not compatible. It's really not a matter of you're pushing someone away. You're just assessing different things to see if this is a match, to see if your values line up. And when they don't, you're not actually pushing someone away. You're just saying, oh, you know what? Okay, I see we're not compatible. Great, I wish you the best. Good luck with your search. That's really it. If you're talking to someone on an app and you are very clear, in the reality that you want to have children someday. This is what you're looking for. This is your expectation. And the other person says, no, I'm not interested in having children. This is not what I want. You probably wouldn't immediately go to like, oh, this person is pushing me away, right? You probably wouldn't think that. You'd probably say, oh, okay, yeah, we're not on the same page. Okay, great, I'm gonna move on. And most likely that's what that other person is thinking too. They're not thinking, oh man, she's pushing me away because she wants children. No, most people are seeing this as, oh, okay, this is just what she's looking for. We're not compatible. Okay. They don't feel pushed away. So I hope that this helps to shift your mindset a little bit. And really, a healthy person who is out there dating, when you share what you're looking for, when you share your expectations, they're not going to feel pushed away. They're going to say, oh, good. I know what she's looking for. There's no surprises here. Great. Either we're on the same page or we're not. And really, the reality is when you're on the dating apps, there are going to be a lot of people who are not up for a relationship. That's just the nature of these dating apps. That's okay. We don't need everybody to be on the same page as us. I say this all the time. It really only takes one person. So if you're weeding out 19 people and the 20th person is your person, no problem. It will feel like you're pushing, quote unquote, pushing a lot of people away, but really you're just weeding them out because you are not compatible with them. You guys aren't on the same page. If you liked this topic and want to learn more about how to set boundaries when you're dating, click here. And if you like the things I talk about, click here to subscribe. I come out with a new video every Tuesday.